Yo, guys. So, today, I wanted to do something kind of weird. I don't know. And it's gonna be interesting. Like, let's say you have a character that is I2 level 50. Now, you have every character I2 level 50. Now, which one should you prioritize, right? Which character should you prioritize to go I3 to go to I3 first? Which one, right? So today in this video we're gonna analyze and prioritize characters, especially 6 stars only for now, and explain my train of thoughts and why are they ranked the way they're ranked. It's gonna be a ranking of priority, which top priority you should have when you have a character that is maxed on I2 and you want to know which one should I get to I3 first, right? First of all, let's start with the concept that usually, unless, and you'll see why, which one is the exception, usually you ideally want to level the DPS first, unless exceptions, because they get the most out of their I3. Most of them, not all of them, most of them get like a lot stronger on I3. So for those characters, and we'll see which one, 6 stars, getting to I3 enables them or makes them extremely strong. So go those first, and then the supporter or healer, depends on what they do. We'll check now. First of all, in my opinion, the first to prioritize, if you have her, is Centurion, because she heals when she loses Moxie. Now, this would apply more relief to your healers, depending on which healers you have. So if you have, like, let's say Sotheby, it's another question, it's another issue. We'll talk about that. But if you don't have Sotheby via any other healer, will relieve a little bit the stress even on Sotheby, but this will relieve the stress of any healer, since every time you do your ult, which you're supposed to do kinda fast, right? Because you get Moxie per self on this. It's not gonna be Melania fast, but it's gonna be quite fast. And every time you do the ult, you heal. So that's pretty important. I feel like I kind of would want to do it first. That way, especially on Limbo, you don't have all of this stress on the healer that you also have to spam. Let's say they're focusing your main DPS for some reason, right? It's because I'm pretty sure it's RNG, even though there is probably a little bit of intrinsic value, like secret values of which one is more likely to get aggroed. Like, I don't know, my Beacon Bloom gets targeted all the time. I don't know why. So yeah. This I would go first if you have Centurion. Next up, I would go Lilya. Mainly because she doesn't really function as well or as good before I3. So let's assume you have Lilya with Thunderous Applause, which if you're maining Lilya, or if Lilya is one of your main DPSs you have at this point, because you bought it, one would be free, and at this point you have enough to buy one, and then there is the event one. So if you're using the event one on the other DPS, you probably have Thunderous Applause. Especially if you have Thunderous Applause, getting I3 will make Lilya extremely more reliable, way more reliable than without I3, because that would basically double whatever crit rate you're getting from, which is 10, I believe, a little bit more. I think it's 14 if you level it up, otherwise it's 12 at level 40. Would double it. So instead of getting 12%, with I3 you would get 24 or up if you have a higher ascendancy, I think it's called in English, I don't know, whatever, if it's ascended to 50 to the next tier. Sidetube basic critical rate bonus plus 100%. So this one, second. Eternity is third. Now it depends on if you don't have these characters. If you don't have Lilya and Centurion, of course Eternity becomes top priority for you, right? So keep that in mind. This is like, let's assume you have every character, right? Now, Eternity is one of those characters that kind of need I3. It's like Centurion, but way more powerful as a concept. Like, you get higher Blood of Longevity stacks, right? And once you get 5 stacks of Blood of Longevity, you get Blood of Immortality, which is basically a basic bonus that stays there, cannot be dispelled, and you're immune to stats down, as well as Bleed, Corrode, and Poison, right? From I1. So I3 makes you immune to almost fucking everything, and just control the only thing that you're not immune to, but immune to stats down, and you have permanent 25% bonus and 25% damage heal. So you heal on the damage that you deal, and it's gonna stay at 25% the moment you get it. So after 5 turns, you will be permanently buffed. So that's kind of cracked, especially if you're going, if you're like using Eternity a lot and you choose your main and you're trying to like either solo or duo, or like even if you're a full party and Eternity is not dying, that's a good thing, right? Next up, Sotheby. I think Sotheby is one of those exceptions when it comes to prioritizing. If you don't have a DPS that, let's say you have Melania, right? Melania doesn't really have a kit defining, a kit evolving I3. She gets more stacks, so more damage on her ult like earlier, but it's not as important as like Eternity, Lilya, or Centurion in my opinion. So this is an exception where you would level the healer first instead of the damage dealer. Yes, of course, leveling the damage dealer will give you more damage, more leveling up, but at the same time you won't really get too much. For example, yes, on Limbo, right? You're doing like Limbo 6 or Limbo 5-2. You're doing Limbo 5-2 and they are blasting your supports and your DPSs. They get hit with like a bomb of 2,000 damage, 2,500 damage. Doesn't matter if your healer is I350, I360. It doesn't really matter, right? Because everybody's gonna be fucking dead, so you can't heal anymore, right? So keep that in mind. Sure, you're gonna be losing a lot of damage, potentially a lot of damage from the DPS not being I3, but it doesn't have to be I3 to clear, in my opinion. I don't think it needs to. I think you have to have high resonance and high side tube and at least I250, and then you'll be able to clear Limbo. Of course, it depends on the characters that you have, but yeah. Now, Sotheby, it's a really good option. It's a really good priority. In my opinion, it's one of the exceptions. I would prioritize Sotheby, her instead of other damage dealers. Depends which one, because she gets cure status that triggers instantly once you do the healer. You do the heal, and if they have the cure status on all allies takes effect immediately. So that's pretty good. You heal instantly. Something that you don't do before I3. If you don't have I3 Sotheby, you have to pre-heal, predicting that you're gonna take damage next turn, right? So that's a little obnoxious. So getting Sotheby to I3 as soon as possible, it's a huge value for you and for her. Next up, wait, where did I close it? Next up, Voyager. Voyager gets a round of seal on her I3. I3 is Chorus Ensemble, right? So after performing 3 actions, you enter Chorus Ensemble from I1, which makes everybody be silenced for 1 round. And on I3, it also adds seal. So if they're about to do an ult, let's say, you can manually force it by doing 3 actions. Like you have 3 AP, right? If you see the boss is attacking, you have 3 cards, right? You emergency play, 3 cards, boom, Chorus Ensemble, seal the fuck out of it. See a nerd, and he doesn't do the ult. So I think this is a pretty good enabler for her kit, like completes her kit, which is already cracked, but makes it so she's even better. So seal is kind of important in my opinion, because it makes it not you able to use ultimate. So paired with silence, you get like a complete beast of a character, even though she's star. And now let's move on into the less important ones. Though Sotheby and Voyager were the 2 extras, the 2 exceptions in my opinion. Now let's move to the okay ones, right? Let's assume you have those done, or you don't have these characters, right? You have Melania. Melania is a good option to I3. First of all, it could be considered a little bit of an exception because of the event. You can buy the I3 materials without any problems, and you just have to farm the Sharp Odonti to level up, and the Dust to level up to 50, and like 200k for the I3 itself, and 16 books. Just farm those, which are deterministic. Just do enough stages and you will have it. and you get I3 for free, technically. So this could be an exception, but even outside of the event, let's say you didn't do it, you didn't get the materials for some reason, right? And then just as an I3, it's a good option in my opinion, because you get another stack of fixed plan, which you get when you do the ultimate. So the 12% is gonna stack up to 6 way faster than normal, right? Twice as fast. So that's pretty good. A Knight, next one. A Knight. This is just a pure damage buff, because for every 20% max HP lost by the enemy, you deal more penetration rate. Now, it's not damage dealt, it's penetration rate, so you're ignoring portion of their resistance, like the reality death. Is it reality? Yeah, the reality death. So if you're fighting a boss, this is even more of an upgrade. If you're fighting monsters, you're probably gonna realistically get 20% penetration rate, and then they just die. Not that you can get more, but they just fucking die. So I don't know if this triggers live. Let's say you're hitting them, and while you're hitting, they drop to 1 HP and 10%, let's say. So they're missing 90%, so you get like 40% penetration rate. I don't know if that's how it works. I don't know the math, but this has a lot of potential, especially on bosses. You're gonna blast the hell out of the bosses. So good option for I3, and is a DPS, so that's always a little more prioritized than other roles. Regulus. Now, Regulus has an interesting I3 that it's decent in my opinion, because you get 1 Moxie every time Restless Heart is dispelled. So if you use Regulus after waiting for a turn and getting Restless Heart, you use her, you do a skill, whatever you want. You could do this, you could do this, some damage, you can do the ult, it doesn't matter. When you use Restless Heart, which is plus 50% critical rate, which means that you need to score a critical. If you don't score a critical, this is not triggered and you don't use it. So it's kind of, right? So if you only have this one, if you don't have her with any crit enabler DPS or sub DPS or support or whatever, this might not trigger every time. So this is not as important as other I3. That's why I put it like in the middle-ish, middle low. Because like, yeah, you get Moxie +1, but you need to trigger Restless Heart, which cancels only after scoring a critical, and it doesn't appear to have any duration, so it stays there. And you get maybe I don't think you even get a stack, to be honest. It doesn't say that, so it just stays there until you crit. So it's not super instant, right? Because you don't always have it. Maybe you don't crit that turn, right? So that's okay. But it's a good one, but it's tied to Restless Heart, so it's a little less commonly triggered, right? Next one, Pickles. Actually, I will move up Pickles here, because Regulus is not as good as Pickle I3, right? Pickles gets the Clarified Topic, and you really want to get the Clarified Topic because enhances Pickles' next incantation or ultimate attack, right? Stacks -1 after the trigger. Now, if you get Proposition, which is inside 3, you gain 2 stacks of Clarified Topic immediately upon entering battle. Now, this is just upon entering battle. It's not refreshing at all. You just get a nice head start. So I think it's a decent one. If you don't have anyone else to care about everybody's I3, then you can probably do Pickles at this point. It's pretty nice. It's a nice start for like the Clarified Topic, and you get 2 stacks, so you can have 2 options and two usages, right? And you can do whatever you want here, right? You can also do the ult, and then you can do this for more damage, and then you can do the ult or this. You can do whatever you want. Now, Regulus. Now, I would actually put something like this. I don't know why Miss NewBabel was there. I will explain why Miss NewBabel is at the end in just a second. First of all, AnAn Lee. AnAn Lee I3 is like kind of whatever, in my opinion. Yes, you are getting higher percentages on break time and exorcism time, but they already do enough. You're just getting a 5% on everything. 5% damage reduction plus damage bonus +5 compared to the old one, and +5 extra penetration rate, which makes it 15, 15 to 15, but that's kind of whatever, you know what I mean? is like okay, it helps, but it's not at all a priority. So that's why that's why AnAn Lee is like low priority compared to the other 6 stars, because like it's a little bit right? You don't get too much. The character already works extremely well. She's extremely flexible. She fits everywhere. So you can't. She buffs, she debuffs, she dazes, she empowers her own incantations, and she already gets the bonus. Just gets a little more enhanced. Now, if this was 10, 10, 10, like 20, 20, 20 at I3, they would be a little higher, like maybe here, but it doesn't really matter, right? So next up, Medicine Pocket. Medicine Pocket I3 is kind of shit. Okay, if the caster HP is below 50%. Healing done plus 10, plus 10, oh, plus 10, oh, plus 10. Okay, that's nothing. It's nothing. Plus 10 is like nothing, and you need to be dead. Like what if you're not dead, right? If you're full HP and the enemies are blasting your supports and you need to heal, this is not triggered. So I don't like this. This is shit. I would actually put it here. This is whatever, as far super whatever, dude. Mid, super mid. Okay, so healing done is not enough. The condition is very weird. Like this should be when an ally is below 50%. Healing done plus 10. So you get buffed when your allies or you are in danger. Not just you, but it makes sense for how Medicine Pocket personality is. Would make sense for them to be a little more selfish, like, oh, fuck off. I'm only gonna heal more myself. Lol. Only if I'm below 50%, I can heal more. Fuck you, right? Shit like that. Kind of makes sense because they always lament when you heal. Freaking dumbasses, boom, right? And she heal. No, whatever. I don't know. I don't think Medicine Pocket cares. I think there's a line that says they don't care. So, whatever you want to call them, they don't really heal too much. Now, NewBabel is at the end. Not because I3 is bad, because I don't think it is that bad, right? I think Medicine Pocket is absolutely the worst I3 out of the 6 stars that we have in the game. As you can see, I haven't included the future units. We'll include them, maybe do like an update. But for now, NewBabel is kind of whatever as a character. She's not really used. Maybe some Eternity mains are using her if you have her, but besides that, I don't think she's already only found in the standard, and it's kind of rare. There's a big pool of characters, right? So not everybody has her. She's not that good. People are not rerolling for her, so nobody has her. Only if you didn't reroll and you took whatever you got and you happen to get Babel. So it's like there's already a very, very small percentage of people using Babel. So her Guarding Instinct gets stacks. What is it? When the caster is attacked, give the caster 1 stack of Guarding Instinct. So you need to get 15 Guarding Instincts stacks, and at that point you get Loyal Partner, and you can no longer gain Guarding Instinct, and it's basically Loyal Partner there permanently, right? It's basically increases your reality defense to 25% after you get to 15 stacks. Triggers Loyal Partner, and you get 25 permanently. So that's good. It's just reality though, so it's kind of hard to use, and that's another reason why she's probably the worst. Because like it should be global defense at least. What the fuck is this? We are fighting mental monsters all the time. So this is basically gonna be wasted if you're fighting any mental enemy, because you're gonna do reality defense and it doesn't matter because they're gonna hit you for mental, right? So that's it. That's the ranking. Yes, you could argue that some characters should be a little bit higher, but this depends on your team. Oh, I forgot to do Druvis. Just do Druvis. Druvis is okay. I feel like it's kind of shit, but at the same time, it's better than anything is better than medicine. So she's a DPS, right? Kind of DPS support DPS, because she can debuff Petrify mainly. She has a penetration rate, and then she has damage dealt plus if in pause status or stat up. And then on I3 gets all plant allies, Cycle of Life status triggers one time. Cycle of Life is damage heal and leech rate. No duration limit. So this is permanent. Triggers one time though. So you lose it the moment you have the trigger, right? Actually, I don't think you lose it. You just have it there. It just triggers once when you enter battle. You have a permanent damage heal leech rate. Sure, it helps a little bit, but it's 10% leech rate and 10% damage heal. So it's not that big of a heal. Sure, it's not like a negligible amount, but it's just 10%. I feel like it's a little low. And it's only applies on plant allies. Careful. So you need to run a plant team or you would not get these at all. So if you use Druvis I3 with a star and a beast, they're not gonna get any heal, any damage heal or leech rate, right? So this is wasted if you're not doing a full mono team, which is not, which is very hard to do at the moment. You need to do Druvis, Satsuki, Druvis, fucking Sotheby. So even as a team is weird. It's not even like a proper strong team. It's a petrified meme thing, right? And petrified poison, which is like all over the place. So it's not like there's no solid plant team. You could do this on the poison team. It could be valid if you do Changeling, Druvis, Sotheby. That could be a decent, a really interesting approach to the plant team, mono plant. But before that, this goes into the shitter because like this, it's not good at all at the moment. Current meta, current characters, only checking the 6 stars. Among the 6 stars, she ranks really low when it comes to priority in I3, right? So video is over. Let me know if you want to know anything else. If you have any other questions, if you have any other suggestions, if you want to follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/Jakazin. We pog the fuck out there. So come in and say hi, and you follow if you like it. Right, that's easy. You like the video, if you like the video, subscribe for more videos about version 1999 or more videos. I don't know what you like. Check the channel. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.